Hello, my name's Carl. How are you? Hope you're well. I'm an English as a foreign language teacher and I've got a range of qualifications in teaching English, and I've been lucky enough to teach all around the world. I want to help you get as high a mark as you can in the Duolingo English Test. So welcome to my channel, Duolingo English course. Please like this video, please subscribe and you'll get more notifications about when my next video is coming up. But today I'm going to talk about the task where you have to describe a picture by typing some sentences. Okay, let's get to it. So here we go, write about a picture. So first off, some things to know that I think are important if you're going to take this test. Basically, what you have to do is describe what you see in the picture. So a picture will come up on the screen. You have to type some sentences describing what you see. You have to write at least one, but I suggest you aim for 3 sentences. Aiming for 3 sentences gives you the best opportunity to show your English and get a higher mark. You only get 1 minute to finish this, so you don't actually have that long to type the sentences and to think about it. In fact, there's no extra thinking or preparation time. However, the good thing is the image will stay on the screen. So it is kind of important to look at it a couple of times as you're typing, especially if you get a brain freeze and you can't think of exactly what to type. You will be marked on grammar, spelling and punctuation. Don't forget punctuation. It's something that the computer can really mark easily, and making sure that you've got the correct capital letter at the start and a full stop at the end, for example, really will help your score. It happens 3 times on the test. So it is an important thing that you need to be aware of and you need to practice. So production is your ability to actually create English, either through speaking or through writing. And literacy is how you work with words. So having, a good range and a good accuracy of words, is that for your literacy score. So what are my tips? Okay, so I think it's important first of all to have a plan. Okay, have a plan for this task. Know exactly what you're going to be doing when you get this task in front of you, because you've only got a minute, so you don't want to be thinking about how do I attempt this. Obviously, as it asks you to, try to describe, give some simple details about it. Start with a general statement summarizing the picture. So when you get the picture in front of you, just sort of see if you can think in one sentence how to say what the picture is about. Here's how I would do it. I would say something like, in the picture, there is a man playing, a man singing, a dog barking. Gerund is when you use a verb as a noun. You take the verb, for example, jump, and you can use it as a noun here, and you can say jumping. So, there is a man talking, for example. It doesn't have to be all about a person. It could, of course, be something like a ship sailing, a rocket launching. Okay. So just think of gerund as when you take a verb and you add ing to it. And if there's more than one thing in the picture, you could say there are 2 trucks driving. You could say there are 3 dogs barking. However, if you have like 2 separate things, for example, you would say there is a man laughing and a woman listening. So just remember, are for plural nouns, is for noun. So that would be your first sentence. And have this in your mind, your first sentence that you are going to use when you get this one. Or if you don't want to say in the picture, you could say something like, this image shows 4 people laughing. Noun phrase here would be something like a person. This image shows 4 people if you're going to use a plural. Again with the gerund, using a verb with an ing helping you here. Remember, you've got to do this 3 times. So why not try and use in the picture once, in this image shows a couple of times. Then go into detail about what is happening using the present continuous. When we talk about pictures, when we're describing pictures in English, we use the present continuous tense to say what exactly you can see happening in the picture right now. For example, you can say the man is laughing, the man is jumping, the man is crying. Present continuous tense. Imagine you're seeing that person right now doing it. That's say what that is. The car is racing, the car is moving, the car is parking. You could, if you're going to use plural, you could say the men are, the cars are. Get that in your mind. So first sentence, in the picture there is, or this image shows. Then go into detail using the present continuous tense. So what's the best way to improve your score? Once you've got that plan in your mind, what is the best way to lift your production and your literacy grades here on this task? So the way to improve your score and to really lift your grade is to have accurate grammar and punctuation plus a range of vocabulary. The computer can check the grammar. So once you submit your test, they'll check the grammar for it. They will also check to see if you've got correct punctuation. The range of vocabulary is also something that's needed in order to lift your grade. If you know the structures you are going to use, if you know them in advance, then that will help your grammar mark, because you know in the start you're going to say this picture shows, or in the picture there is, or this image. If you know you're going to use the present continuous for the second and third sentences, then that would again mean you don't have to concentrate too much on grammar, and you can use a range of describing words or a range of phrases instead. So some of the phrases you might want to use would be some sort of location phrases. For example, on the right, in the middle, or behind. There's other ones, of course, as well. It does depend on the picture that you see. You could also use some adverbs. This is when you give extra information about the verb. So for example, smiling broadly. This means to have a big smile. Running quickly. Not something I can do very well. Moving slowly. That's more me actually. Or talking loudly. Talking quietly. Depends. What do you think's happening in the picture? You can add some adjectives to the nouns that you see. Happy child, angry teacher, expensive car, large ship. All of these will help to show a range of vocabulary. Don't forget the correct punctuation. From my years of teaching, I know so many students don't worry about punctuation. They don't think it's important. Maybe in your language you have a very different punctuation system. Don't let that happen on the Duolingo English test. Make sure you're typing with a correct first letter, capital letter, and a full stop. Lastly, if you have time, a sentence about what you think is happening. So this could be like a third paragraph, and you'll see in a minute on some of the ones that I give a practice for how I've set it out in paragraphs. But it could just be, if you've only written 2 sentences already, it could be a third sentence to make you think about what is happening. Say your opinion about what you think is happening. Again, will show that you have a broad range. But the most important thing is to describe the picture first of all by summarizing it and then saying the present continuous what is happening. This is the structure that I think you should use. The person, the people, the man, is or are, depending on if it's singular or plural. Probably playing, sleeping, studying, discussing, whatever you think it could be. Okay, there's that gerund again. That's just a sentence, just to guess. It doesn't have to be very long, but just a little sentence to summarize what you think is happening that's more than what you can see in the picture. Or you could talk about it in the future. The person, the people, the man, is, are, probably going to, and then use infinitive. So the people are probably going to eat dinner. The person is probably going to get on the train. The man is probably going to work. Whatever you think it could be. Okay, so here's a practice image. This is one that I found on the internet. I really recommend that you look on the internet, look at different websites, BBC website, look at the Guardian website, whatever your news website is that you like to read in English or even in your own language, because we're just looking for pictures. Look at pictures that you see and just think, what would I type about them? Look through images on your phone, maybe some pictures with your friends. Just think, okay, how would I describe that picture? I'm going to give you a minute just to have a little think about how you would describe it. Okay? Okay, that's about a minute. So this is how I would describe it if I had the time. Now, there is probably more sentences than you might have time to type yourself. Remember, I'm doing this in my first language, but just to give you an idea of some of the things you could say. So first of all, we've got that sentence where we talk about what we can summarize what's in the picture. In the picture, there is a brown and white dog and a lady looking at each other. Okay, we've got that singular nouns. We've got some extra information, brown and white, and we've got the gerund, looking at each other. We've got that phrase where I said you could talk about what you can see by location. On the right, again, a location phrase. The lady is smiling happily at the dog. So here we've got that adverb. You could say happily smiling, and she is gently holding its floppy ears. So gently is an adverb describing the holding, and floppy ears is extra information about the noun ears in her hands. The dog is staring intently. So I think the dog is looking really closely into the woman's eyes. Okay, the eyes are closed, but I still think you can say that. I believe they are in the woman's apartment or house. Looks like that. So that's just the way that I would describe it. You might think of it slightly differently. It's kind of your interpretation a bit. But there you go. They're just some phrases to help you get through and some structures to help you get through the test. Now, I'm going to give you some more pictures to look at. You're going to get a minute. You'll see a countdown timer, and then you'll see how I believe you should describe this picture, using the same structures, the same format that we looked at before. Remember, you could have something different. If you wanted to, type it. Pause this, type on a word processor, or if you've got a word processor opening now, see if you could just type what you see. Then check against mine. Okay, let's go. Pause it if you want to, because the next picture is going to be starting soon. I hope you enjoyed those practice tests, and I hope you enjoyed this video. Remember, you don't have to have exactly the same as what I've typed. You could have your own and it could be perfectly fine. In fact, if you type down below in the comments what you've typed and how you would describe these images, I'll check them for you and see if I think it's okay. I'll also help you with any grammar or vocabulary mistakes you might have. Thanks for watching this video. I'm going to be building more and more of these videos. Please follow me on Facebook and Instagram as well. I'll put some links in my YouTube channel page. Have a good day. Bye.